All right, welcome back. We go back to our review of 2016, the sports year in 2016, and of course, taking a look at what can be done better in 2017. We're going to take a phone call now. We will be joined by Professor of Physical Education and Sports Development, Professor Emmanuel Ojeme. If you can hear me, Prof, let me say Happy New Year and good evening.
Yeah, same to you.
All right, let me quickly ask you, if I ask you, what 2016 was, I'm very sure that I know what you're going to say, but how can we get ourselves back on track, and what do you propose?
Thank you so much. I want to appreciate you for bringing me to the show, and let me say Happy New Year to all of you there.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job, and day in, day out, you're on this program, looking for ways to develop in Nigeria. But unfortunately for us, the greatest thing we have, and which manifested very well in 2016, was a leadership problem. You know, we have had a leadership that is not cognate at all, and does not know what to do with sport development in Nigeria. And that is part of the problem. And then our management system is defective. You know, when you have poor leadership working in a defective management system or structure, then what we have, what we experienced in 2016 is always the outcome.
Okay.
Preparation for competitions, poor funding, late release of funds, as we saw it in the Olympics. We didn't get money for the Olympics until the competition was almost starting. So when the minister says he paid allowances upfront, the budget for the Olympics is to be used partly for preparation. That did not happen. We didn't prepare. So people just went there on a jamboree. But in fairness to the athletes and some of the federations, they worked on their own, trained on their own. Even the football that won the bronze, they trained on their own. We all saw what happened.
Okay.
So that is not how the giant of Africa should be preparing for
so
the
what will
Olympics.
be the
so all
solution?
that need to change. We need to get our leadership right.
Okay.
We need to get our management system right. We need to bring back the National Sports Commission. Bring back the National Sports Commission, where you will have a concentrate of technocrats and experts who know what to do with sports. For example, when there is late release of funds, what a very functional minister of sport would have done is to look for ways of raising money through a private sector.
Okay. Okay. We seem to. Okay, we'll do our best to reestablish connection. But from everything the Prof has. Okay.
To Rio 2016, it is expected that between now and 2020, when Tokyo Olympics is going to be on ground, we'll start to make early preparation in the cycle. That's why it's done.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, quickly talk to us about how federations can be funded, apart from what it gets from the government.
Let me say that the issue of the federations, we need to look at what the sports policy provisions are saying. The sports policy has made provisions for the federations and how they are to be funded. The problem we have is that because of the inept leadership, the sports development policy is not being implemented. The sports federations are partly to be funded by government subvention, because government all the time must play its part. And also, each federation is supposed to have membership who make contributions towards the programs of the federation. That is how it happens. They are supposed to register their membership. If you take the Athletic Federation of Nigeria, for example, they are supposed to, members of Athletic Federation of Nigeria, the followership outside of the executive, to pay regular dues to the federation, and then the federation will be to do the members. That is how they collect, and that is through collaboration. That is how it is done. We are not doing that. Every time we're waiting for government and complaining, things will not change.
Okay, okay. Prof, I want to thank you for your time on the show tonight. It's been very incisive. We hope when next time we'll call on you, you'll be available. That was Professor Emmanuel Ojeme, Professor of Physical Education and Sports Development. He has said a lot of things, probably echoes the sentiments that we all have, and he delved into how all of these federations can get money aside. And, you know, like Kunle was trying to say, we all feel bad when some of the federations that do have plans, they are being hampered because of issues of funds. Kunle?
Yeah, I think he has actually said it all. Because most of the time when the association map out their strategies, they have their plans for, you know, preparation ahead of a major tournament, and they don't get the funds coming, that will hamper their preparation. But just like he said, they should not solemnly rely on government alone to actually make the funds available. If you are relying solemnly on the government to make the funds available, you might not be able to get it at the time you need it. So there should be some other plans in place, and at the same time, they can also extend olive branches to corporate bodies who can also be a part of the system. Once the system, just like Onye said, is credible, then the companies can come and be a part of it. Okay.
Before we look at the 2017 sports calendar, in our usual style, we'll be giving you the 2017 sports calendar. It's always an embarrassment when people do not know what is going to happen or what will happen in a few months. So, you know, well, we don't have it all, but we've put something together. But I'd like Onye to quickly react to the question I'm going to ask you. If you don't get the funds, is it a good excuse for underperformance? I'm talking about the federations.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, funding. What can you do without money?
Absolutely.
What can you do without money? The athletes, the ones based outside the shores of this country, you are going to fly them. You are probably give them their return tickets, and if you don't do that, they are not going to come. So, are they going to use their money? They have done that in the past, and some of them have complained that they didn't get their money. So, once within twice, they're not going to come if they don't get their return tickets. Then preparations. They are going to stay in camps. They are going to feed them. You know, there are a lot of issues, a lot of things that goes into preparation. So, I mean, funding is a big factor. Without funding, the athletes cannot prepare. So you need money. First and foremost, the funds have to be ready, and they have to be ready on time.
Okay, so it's not about spending money. It's about how you spend that money. Well, since we're talking about funding, the president of the Taekwondo Federation was our guest on our show, Sports This Morning, today, and he had some things to say about funding. So we'll listen to what he has to say, and we'll be back for more of Sports Tonight.